Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stood up from a chair and felt your knees hesitate? Or walked up a staircase and thought, wow, that used to be easier? Here's the truth nobody tells you. After 65, it's not the miles you walk that keep you independent, it's the strength and control you build. Walking is great, but surgeons, physical therapists, and longevity experts agree. There are 3 exercises that outperform walking when it comes to balance, joint stability, and fall prevention. And if you learn them today, they may literally add years of mobility to your life. So let's break it down. 6 simple points, at-home protocols, no fluff, just real, functional strength. Let's go, strength. It's the one thing most people don't realize they're losing until it's already affecting their life. And if you're over 65, I want you to hear this clearly. Your leg strength is the #1 physical factor that determines how independent you'll remain over the next 10, 20, even 30 years. Not your walking speed, not your steps per day, not your treadmill sessions, your strength, the ability of your muscles to produce force when your body needs it most. Think about it. When you get out of a chair, that's strength. When you step up a curb, that's strength. When you catch yourself from falling, that's not walking ability, that's explosive leg strength and stability. Walking is good for heart health, sure, but it's not enough to build the kind of power your legs need to keep you safe and mobile as you age. And this is exactly why surgeons, physical therapists, and strength coaches all agree. The sit-tuss, stand exercise, is one of the most important moves any older adult can do. It mirrors the real-life motion of standing up from a chair, and it trains the muscles that protect your knees, hips, and spine every single day. But before we even get into the exercise, let's talk about why it matters. As we age, one of the biggest risks we face is the gradual decline of muscle tissue, a process called sarcopenia. It starts around age 30, but accelerates after 60. Most people lose strength so slowly they don't notice it until suddenly they do. That's when daily tasks feel heavier, movements feel slower, getting out of the car takes effort, standing up from the couch needs a push, and stairs, that becomes a workout all on its own. The good news, you can reverse a lot of this. Muscle responds at any age. I've seen 70-year-olds double their strength in weeks. I've seen 80-year-olds restore stability. But you have to give your muscles the right signal, a signal walking alone doesn't provide. Walking is repetitive, it's low resistance, it uses momentum, and it doesn't challenge the very muscle fibers responsible for power and balance. This is where the sit-tuss becomes your secret weapon. It trains the quads, glutes, hamstrings, and core, the exact muscles your body relies on for real-world movement. And here's the best part. You can do it anywhere, no equipment, no gym membership, no complicated steps. Just you, a chair, and a willingness to improve. Start by choosing a chair that's stable and doesn't roll. Sit tall, cross your arms over your chest. Now here's the key. Stand up without using your hands. That simple rule transforms this from a casual movement into a true strength exercise. As you push through your legs, your quads fire, your glutes engage, and your core stabilizes your spine. Then you slowly lower yourself back down under control. That lowering phase is just as important as the rising because it trains your muscles eccentrically, increasing joint stability and protecting your knees. If you can do 10 reps without stopping, fantastic. If you can't, that's okay. Do 5 today and build from there. If it's too easy, slow down the movement or pause halfway up. If it's too difficult, place a cushion on the seat to raise your starting height. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress. Now, imagine doing this once a day for the next 30 days. That's 300 sit-tuss stands, and after those 300 reps, your legs will be stronger, your balance more stable, your confidence higher, you'll walk faster, you'll rise from a chair with ease, you'll reduce your fall risk dramatically. This is how independence is built, through consistency with small, powerful movements. But let me tell you something even more important. Strength isn't just about muscles. It's about identity. It's about knowing you can rely on your body. It's about trusting your legs to carry you through life. When your legs are strong, your world stays big. You can travel, play with your grandkids, live without fear of falling. And that freedom, that starts with a simple decision to work on your strength, a few minutes each day. So start today. Do your sit to stand. Tomorrow, do it again. And every time you stand up from a chair, remind yourself, you're training. You're building, you're getting better. That's how lasting strength is made. And if this message helped you, do me a favor, like this video, drop a comment below telling me how many sit-to-stands you did today, and make sure you subscribe for more powerful science-backed training advice to keep you strong, mobile, and independent. When people think about staying strong after 65, they almost always think legs, knees, maybe balance. But very few people ever think about the muscles on the side of their hips, and that's a huge mistake. Because these small, often ignored muscles are the very ones that keep you upright, stable, and safe with every step you take. And here's the part most people don't know: walking barely trains them at all. Let me say that again because it's that important. Walking does not challenge your hip stabilizers. Not the way you need, not the way a surgeon wants to see, and not the way your body demands if your goal is long-term mobility. Every time you take a step, your body has to prevent your hip from dropping. The muscle responsible for that. It's called the gluteus medius, your hip abductor. It's the #1 muscle that keeps your pelvis level, your spine aligned, your knees safe, and your balance reliable. Lose strength here, and everything else starts breaking down. Wobbly steps, more pressure on your knees, lower back pain, ankle instability, and most importantly, a much higher risk of falling. This is why so many surgeons, physical therapists, and athletic trainers prioritize hip abductor strengthening in older adults. Not because it makes you look fit, not because it gives you toned legs, no, because it keeps you standing. So let's talk about the exercise that activates what walking misses: the standing side leg lift. Don't underestimate it. It's simple, yes, but it's also one of the most essential movements to rebuild the stability your body relies on every second you're on your feet. Stand tall next to a countertop or chair. Lightly rest one hand on it for support. Now tighten your core. Shift your weight onto the leg closest to the support. Then lift your opposite leg out to the side, slow and controlled. But here's the part most people mess up. Keep your toes pointing straight forward, not up toward the sky. The moment your foot turns outward, the wrong muscle takes over. When you keep the toes forward, you force the gluteus medius to do the work. Raise your leg only as high as you can without leaning your body. Even a few inches is enough. Hold for 1 second at the top. Lower slowly, then repeat for 12 reps, both legs, that's it. But what it does for your body, that's huge. You're waking up the muscles that control your gait. You're teaching your hips to stabilize under pressure. You're restoring the strength that keeps your pelvis from dropping side to side when you walk, a movement pattern that destroys back health if left unchecked. And most importantly, you're rebuilding the foundation for safe, confident movement. If you've ever felt like your legs were heavy, or your steps were uneven, or that you're drifting sideways when you walk, this exercise is going to feel like someone just flipped a switch in your hips. It targets the exact weakness causing those issues. Now, here's something I want everyone over 65 to understand clearly. Fall prevention is not about being careful, it's about being strong in the right places. People don't fall because they weren't paying attention. They fall because their body couldn't react fast enough. Weak hip stabilizers mean slow corrections. Slow corrections mean lost balance. Lost balance means hitting the ground before you know what happened. Strengthening these muscles is like giving your body shock absorbers. They catch you, stabilize you, and keep you upright when life throws a sudden shift your way. And let's talk real life for a moment. Getting out of a car, stepping off a curb, walking on uneven ground. Turning quickly. All of these movements require lateral hip strength, the very thing walking doesn't supply. This is functional longevity. This is how you keep doing the things you love without fear holding you back. So here's your protocol. Standing side leg lifts, 12 reps per side, once a day. If it feels too easy, slow it down. If it feels too difficult, reduce the height of the lift. If you have trouble staying upright, use 2 hands lightly on the counter until your hips catch up. Give this just 10 days and you'll feel the difference. Give it 30 days and you'll move differently. Your steps will feel lighter, your hips will feel more controlled, your balance becomes something you trust again. Strength isn't about age, it's about activation. The muscles you wake up will wake you up to the potential you still have. And trust me, it's more than you think. If this helped you, make sure you hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me how your balance feels after trying this. And subscribe so you never miss the exercises that will keep you strong, mobile, and independent for life. Balance is one of those things you don't think about until it's gone. It's like electricity. You don't notice it when everything's working, but the moment something flickers, even for a second, you realize how much you depend on it. And if you're over 65, balance becomes more than a skill, it becomes a lifeline. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. Balance isn't lost because of age, it's lost because it stops being trained. Your nervous system, your muscles, your joints, they all crave challenge. But as life slows down, as routines become predictable, as movement becomes less varied, your body stops practicing the very patterns that keep you upright. And the scary part, you won't notice the decline until it shows up in small moments. Reaching for something on a shelf, stepping over a rug, turning too quickly, getting out of bed in the middle of the night. But here's the good news, balance is one of the most trainable abilities at any age. If you stimulate it daily, even for 30 seconds, your brain rewires itself. Your muscles fire faster, your joints stabilize more naturally, and that's exactly why the 30-second single leg hold is one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can practice every day. Let's break down exactly why it works. When you lift one foot off the ground, your body is forced to react instantly. The tiny stabilizing muscles around your ankles wake up, your lower leg adjusts, your knee tightens. Your hips engage, your core reflexively contracts to keep your spine aligned. This is a full body stability system that walking never activates fully. Walking is predictable, balance training is not. That unpredictability is where the brain adapts and grows stronger. Now here's what I want you to understand. Balance is a conversation between your brain and your body. And like any conversation, if you don't practice it regularly, the communication becomes slow, unclear, and unreliable. When you start training balance daily, it's like turning the volume back up. Your body becomes quicker, more aware, more responsive. This is how falls get prevented, not by walking carefully, but by strengthening the body's automatic corrective responses. Here's how to perform the daily 30-second balance habit. Stand next to a chair or countertop. Lightly place one hand near it, not gripping it, just ready if you need it. Now shift your weight onto one leg and slowly lift the opposite foot an inch off the ground. That's it. Hold, don't clench, don't lean, let your body figure it out. You'll feel your foot working, your hips stabilizing, your core tightening. If 30 seconds is too long, do 10. If it's too easy, lift the knee a little higher or take your hand further from the support. This is real training, real neurological adaptation, real confidence building, and don't underestimate what this does for your daily life. Stronger balance means safer steps on uneven surfaces. It means faster reaction time if you slip. It means your body instinctively catches you before you fall. It means turning around in the kitchen without worrying about losing your footing. It means getting in and out of the shower with confidence. It means walking anywhere without fear holding you back. Even more importantly, Balance training improves the way your brain communicates with your muscles. Think of it as upgrading your internal wiring. Your muscles don't just get stronger, they get smarter. They fire in better patterns, they respond more efficiently, they coordinate with each other automatically. This isn't just physical training, it's neurological training. And this is the kind of training that keeps people independent for life. Do this once in the morning and once at night. 30 seconds each leg, 2 minutes total. That's all it takes to train the very system that keeps you upright. And here's something most people don't realize. Balance declines quickly when ignored, but improves just as fast when practiced consistently. Within a week or two, you'll feel more stable, you'll walk with more confidence, you'll turn and pivot with less hesitation. But the real transformation comes after a month, when your body starts trusting itself again. Training balance isn't about preventing the next fall, it's about preventing the first fall. And I want you to remember this. Independence is built in small daily moments. 30 seconds a day might seem like nothing until the day it saves you from a fall that could have changed everything. So start today. Practice your 30-second single leg hold. Strengthen your balance. Strengthen your confidence. Strengthen your life. And if this message helped you, hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me how long you held your balance today. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss the exercises that will keep you strong, steady, and independent for years to come. Most people hear the word core and immediately think about abs, crunches, planks, or some six-pack image they saw in a fitness magazine. But if you're over 65, I want you to erase that old definition from your mind because it's not helping you. Your core isn't about looks, it's about control. It's the system that keeps you stable when you move, when you stand, when you walk, and especially when the world throws something unexpected your way. And let me tell you something most people don't realize. Your core is the first line of defense against falls. When your foot slips, when your body shifts, when your balance wavers, your core isn't just involved. It's the first responder. It reacts before your legs even know what's happening, but as we age, this system can go quiet. Not because you're getting older, but because you're not giving it the daily challenge it needs to stay responsive. That's exactly why this quick self-test is so important. It tells you in seconds whether your core is doing its job or whether it's falling asleep on you. Here's how you do it. Stand tall, place one hand lightly on your stomach, take a deep breath in, and then gently brace your core as if you were preparing for a small cough. Not tightening, not sucking in, just bracing. Now lift 1 foot an inch off the ground. If your upper body wobbles even a little, guess what? Your core isn't firing efficiently, and if the wobble surprises you, that's your wake-up call. Because the same lack of stability that shows up here is the same thing that shows up when you turn too fast, miss a step, or step on uneven ground. But here's the encouraging part. You can fix this, and the fix isn't complicated. You don't need to hit the gym. You don't need to do hundreds of reps. You don't need equipment. You just need to teach your core to control movement again. That's where the marching hold comes in. This exercise is one of the simplest ways to retrain core stability, not by building big muscles, but by improving the timing and coordination between your brain and your body. And timing is everything, because when life throws something unexpected at you, you don't need strength in 3 seconds, you need stability in 3 milliseconds. Here's how you perform the marching hold. Stand tall, feet under your hips, core lightly braced. Slowly lift one knee up as if you're taking a high step. But before you lower it, pause even for just 1 or 2 seconds. That pause is where the magic happens. Your core has to activate, your hips have to stabilize, your spine has to stay aligned, then slowly lower your foot and switch sides. It looks simple, but when done with the intention of staying tall, controlled, and steady, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for restoring balance. It teaches your body how to react and stabilize in real time, something walking never challenges intensely enough. As you do this exercise, pay attention to the subtle things. Does your body sway? Does your hip drop? Do you feel more shaky on one side? These are clues. They're not failures, they're feedback, and feedback is how you improve. Now imagine doing 20 marching holds every day for the next month. That's not a strenuous workout, that's 2 minutes of your time. But in those 2 minutes, you're retraining your body's entire control system. You're improving posture. You're strengthening your hips. You're waking up dormant core muscles. You're improving the reflexes that keep you upright. The results might not show up in the mirror, but they will show up in the way you move. You'll feel more stable stepping out of the shower, more confident walking on uneven surfaces, more in control when you turn, bend, or reach for something. And that kind of confidence, that's priceless. Remember, the goal isn't to have a strong looking core, it's to have a strong working core. One that reacts when you need it, one that braces when you move, one that protects you from the unexpected. And the beautiful thing is, your body wants to improve, it wants to stabilize, it wants to protect you. You just have to give it the practice it needs. So here's your challenge today. Do your marching holds. Let your body learn, let it adapt, let it get stronger in the way that actually matters. And if this helped you, do me a favor, hit that like button. Drop a comment below telling me how steady you felt during the test, and make sure you subscribe for more daily strategies to stay strong, stable, and independent. If there's one thing I wish every person over 65 understood, it's this. Your hips and knees don't wear out from age, they wear out from weakness. The less you use them, the more they stiffen. The more they stiffen, the more they hurt, and the more they hurt, the less you move. It's a cycle that steals mobility little by little, until suddenly, getting out of a car or climbing a few steps feels like a challenge you didn't sign up for. But here's the part no one tells you. Your joints don't want rest, they want support. They want strong muscles to do the heavy lifting so the joints don't have to. They want movement that increases circulation. They want controlled strengthening that teaches your body how to bend, lift, lower, and rise without strain. And that's exactly why the standing minus squat is such an important exercise. It doesn't look flashy. It's not something you'll see in a fitness magazine or an athletic highlight reel. But it is one of the most essential joint-safe movements for aging knees, hips, and ankles, and one of the most overlooked. This movement rebuilds the foundational strength your body depends on. It trains the big three of lower body function, your quads, your glutes, and your hips. These muscles work together every time you sit, stand, step, turn, or balance. When they weaken, your joints take over the job. And joints weren't designed for that kind of load, muscles were. The beauty of the standing minus squat is that it respects the body while challenging it. It's safe, it's controlled, it's surgeon approved because it avoids the depth that typically aggravates sensitive knees. And it teaches your body how to move correctly, a skill that is priceless as you age. Here's how you do it. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, your toes facing forward, your chest tall, your core lightly braced. Now, instead of thinking about bending your knees first, think about pushing your hips back slightly, as if you were about to sit down, but not fully. Then lower your body only 3 to 6 inches. That's it. You don't need to go deep. You're not trying to hit a full squat. You're simply teaching your body how to lower itself under control. And here's where people go wrong. They rush it. But the power of this exercise isn't in the downward movement. It's in the slow rise back to standing. That slow rise builds the strength your knees have been begging you for. It forces the quads and glutes to work instead of letting your joints take the impact. When done correctly, this movement teaches your knees how to track in alignment. It activates your glutes to stabilize your hips, and it strengthens your quadriceps, which are the shock absorbers of every knee in the world. Weak quads equal painful knees. Strong quads equal supported knees. You don't need weights. You don't need special equipment. You don't need a gym. All you need is your willingness to move with intention. 10 to 12 slow reps once a day, and the benefits, they show up everywhere. Suddenly standing up from a chair feels easier. You no longer push off your hands. You don't struggle to rise after kneeling. Walking feels smoother because your hips and knees are finally sharing the workload the way they were designed to. Your ankles gain strength and stability, which protects you from twists and slips. Even your back benefits because stronger glutes support your entire posture. This is functional strength, the kind that transfers directly into your daily life. This is the kind of exercise that doesn't just make you stronger, it makes your life easier. Give this just a few weeks, and you'll experience what thousands of older adults have already discovered. Strength isn't lost, it's reclaimed. Your knees stop complaining, your hips stop feeling stiff, your body starts moving with confidence again. And every time you perform a minus squat, you remind your body that you're not done building strength. Not at 65, not at 75, not at 85. Muscle responds at any age when you give it the right signal. And that's what this exercise is, a signal. A message to your body saying, wake up, support me, protect me, let's do this. So here's your mission for today. Perform your standing minus squats. Slow, controlled, intentional. Let your body feel the work. Let your muscles reactivate. Let your joints feel the relief of finally having support again. And if this helped you, hit that like button, leave a comment telling me how your knees felt after trying this, and be sure to subscribe for more exercises that will keep you strong, stable, and independent for years to come. If there's one thing I want you to remember from everything we've talked about, it's this. Your joints don't age the way people think they do. They age based on how you use them. They don't stiffen overnight. They don't lose mobility suddenly. It happens slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, until one day you wake up and realize your hips feel tight, your knees feel heavy, and your ankles just don't have the freedom they used to. But the truth is, most of that stiffness wasn't created today. It was created by yesterday's inactivity. The body is an incredible machine. It rewards motion with mobility. It rewards activation with stability. It rewards intention with longevity. But when we stop asking the body to move through its full range, even for just a few minutes a day, the message it receives is, we don't need this anymore. And once the body believes that, it starts taking that mobility away. That's why having a simple, daily, preventative mobility routine is more important than any medication, supplement, or treatment you'll ever find. Mobility is not something you stretch for. It's something you maintain with gentle, intentional movement. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just 60 seconds in the morning can literally change how your joints feel for the rest of the day. Let's break down what I call the Morning Mobility Minute. These are 3 small movements that wake up the exact joints you rely on the most, your ankles, your knees, and your hips. These joints are your pillars. They are the foundation for every step, every turn, every bend, and every transfer from sitting to standing. Start with ankle circles. This one movement alone can improve balance, walking mechanics, and stability more than most people realize. Sit or stand tall and rotate one ankle slowly, 5 circles clockwise, 5 counterclockwise. This lubricates the joint with synovial fluid, which is nature's joint oil. Most falls start at the ankle, not the hip. A stiff ankle doesn't react fast enough, a mobile ankle does. Next, move to gentle knee bends, not a squat. Just a light bend and straighten, almost like a controlled pulse. This wakes up the quadriceps, warms the connective tissue around the knee, and tells your body, hey, these muscles need to be ready today. This simple movement can reduce stiffness dramatically and even lower the chances of missteps caused by tight quads or inactive knee stabilizers. Then finish with hip circles. Stand tall, hands on a countertop for support, and slowly move one leg in a circular motion, not high, not forced, just smooth and controlled. This is how you gently wake up the ball, and socket joint that handles more load than any other joint in your lower body. The hips are your power source, your stabilizers, and your central pivot point. When they're stiff, everything above and below them works harder, including your knees and lower back. In just 1 minute, you've told your body, prepare, support me, move well today. And here's what people don't realize, doing this daily doesn't just improve today, it builds long-term protection. Mobility is accumulative. Every circle, every bend, every gentle rotation trains your joints to stay healthy, nourished, and responsive. The biggest mistake older adults make is thinking mobility fades because of age. It doesn't. It fades because movement fades. Imagine doing this for 30 days. You would feel lighter in your steps. Your joints would start cooperating with you again. Walking would feel smoother. Stiffness would be something you notice less and less. And the fear of moving, the hesitation, the uncertainty begins to disappear. You're not trying to turn back the clock. You're reminding your body that you still need it to move, to support you, to protect your independence. And the truth is, your body is always willing to respond. You just have to give it the signal. Your future mobility is built right now, in the small habits you repeat every day, not in the big workouts, not in the rare bursts of activity, but in the consistent, gentle practice of taking care of the joints that take care of you. So take 1 minute each morning, give your body that signal, tell your joints you're still in the game. And if this helped you, hit that like button, drop a comment telling me how your joints feel after trying your first morning mobility minute, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss powerful, simple exercises that will keep you moving independently for years to come.